Good morning. It's Lion Talk with Smokin Jeremy B. How's everybody doing today on this wonderful Monday? It is April 1st, the first of the month, a new month. Easter was yesterday. I hope everybody had a great Easter spending it with their family. It's just me again today. Von Doom is out working the Pepsi line. He might pop into the chat as he usually does. Got a few topics to talk about. We actually got some news. Holy crap, it happened. Cam Sutton either ran out of money or got scared and finally turned himself in. Hallelujah. I hope everybody's weekend was blessed. I hope you spent time celebrating the OG Zombie Day, which is Jesus Christ rising from the grave, which is Easter. On to the intro.
Charles here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out Meat Fat Bodies by Jeremy Campbell.
Good morning. Yes, it is April Fool's Day, so don't believe everything you read on the internet today because 99% of it will be a complete joke. Just like the Lions are trading Goff for the number 2 pick to next year's first and next year's first with three third rounders included. No, I don't think so. I think he ran out of money and couldn't afford to stay at hotels anymore because Sheila Ford went ahead and voided that contract, that guaranteed money he was expecting to be in his. They're not giving it up, and we're not trading Goff. We're letting him play out the last year of his contract so Hendon Hooker can develop. That's what's going on. That's not a myth. It's what I know. But yes, Cam Sutton turned himself in. That's the biggest real news of the day because it came out yesterday. I think it's because he ran out of money and couldn't hide anymore, and P. Diddy said, "Get off my island." Just saying. Yeah, we're not trading Goff. We're not trading Hooker. They're not trading away either one of our quarterbacks. But you're going to run out Nate Sutfeld out there as the only vet on the team? There was also some good news on performance partners with the Lions. Not really, but if you're going to trade Goff, you do it now. That's all I'm saying, Braylon Dennis. I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying if you did it, this is the year to do it while his trade value is at the highest and he's not extended. So no dead cap. It saves 25.5 million off the books, and then we can go get whoever the hell everybody wants. Because right now we can't afford to get anybody until the 10.5 from Sutton is taken off the books by the NFL. Detroit Ford Field announced on Saturday its partnership with Primitive Performance, a Michigan-based company founded by former Detroit Lion teammates Rob Sims and 2021 Hall of Fame inductee Calvin Johnson. Primitive Performance is the first CBO-based product performance product of Ford Field. What's funny is we haven't heard all of her story either. All we've heard is what the news has reported, one funky Lions fan. We haven't heard anything from her. I haven't seen one interview. I haven't even heard if she's alive. So I don't know what the story is. It's the stadium's first of its kind partnership will be highlighted at various Ford Field concerts, competitions, and other non-Lions events. We are thrilled to welcome Primitive Performance as a partner of Ford Field, the Detroit Lions Chief Operating Officer Mike Disner. Ford Field is committed to bringing world-class events with first-rate talent to Detroit, founded by two individuals who have the experience of performing at a high level in our stadium, and we are proud to showcase the innovative products that Primitive Performance can provide to the market. Pike's head would explode. He already said if the Lions traded away Goff, he would stop being a Lions fan. Good morning, Dwayne King. It really doesn't make sense to trade away Goff, but at the same time, when he wants a pay raise, it makes no sense to give him more money when we can't afford to. And we can't afford what he wants, even after the 10.5 from Sutton comes off. Because don't forget the rookie signing's got to come out of that. And I'm not saying Goff's horrible. Nowhere have I said that. I just said he's not getting an extension this year. Uh, you know what? Losing players to retirement after 10 years in the NFL when the average lifespan is 3 years. Exactly, one funky Lions fan. I'm a team above player. I've said it all along. It's when Ken Sutton got in trouble, I was like, okay, kick rocks, get him off the team. That was what I said when the story first broke. I haven't wavered from that. Hey, Dad, I'm glad you do. Yes, I got my logo printed on some shirts. I don't. Wow, this Pike guy isn't a real Lions fan. I don't like golf, as you know, and I still love my Lions. I'm the anti-Pike. Logo on the helmet, not the name on the jersey. That's right. It's that guy right there. And I ain't talking about the name above it either. I'm talking about this guy, once known as Bubbles. The name on the hat, the logo in my logo. I root for ex-Lions players. I don't root for them, but I don't root against them either. I am a team above player. I always have been, always will be. I was hoping they'd lose. I was mad when Eli Apple dropped that interception. Barry, CJ, Sue, Slade, Diggs, I've got scars. The only ones that left over were the last three. I never became a Detroit Rams fan. I refused to. I thought that was the stupidest thing I ever saw. Laughed hard when Patricia followed Slay. And notice, Slay did the same thing. He stopped performing. Coincidence? Matt Patricia is a bad coach. Hell, me making the comments, Stafford would have 5 Super Bowls with this coach and GM. Well, they've already reached out to him that there is a rule in the USFL and the XFL about how NFL teams cannot sign their players till their season has ended. And I mean the USFL, XFL season. So they can talk to him and put a deal in place, but nothing can be signed until after their playoffs is done. And yes, I say we need Jack Bates. I like the idea of him over anybody coming out of college. Why? He just performed in a clutch situation, not once, but twice. I don't know if anybody noticed, but there was a timeout called and he made the first kick. And the quarterback or the holder realized they were 3 yards further back than they needed to be. So the first one was actually from 67 yards. The timeout was called as the ball was snapped, so it didn't count. So they move it in 3 yards and he still nails it. So he actually hit an NFL longest kick ever, and it was taken off the books. Good morning, Paul Jones. Orlando Escalabrano Jr. I haven't seen Ricky Sicart yet, and he could have made it from 70 yards. Yeah, when Justin Tucker takes notice, you know it's somebody worth watching. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Anything over 58 yards is kind of like an automatic contract anymore because hardly anybody does it other than Justin Tucker. And he nailed it twice. That's my point, Michael Carver. Not just once, twice. Cam turned himself in yesterday, at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Yep, and the Cowboys got Aubrey from the USFL last year. He was off the championship team. So it's the same thing. As soon as their season's done, he can be signed to an NFL roster. There is no camp invite or any of that. It's automatic contracts. They can sign them right there. Thanks, Felicity Gene. No, he never really played, though. He was on the practice squad, never took a snap of the NFL. He might have done a couple of kickoffs. Yep, look how good he was. I'm not saying not to sign him, Roy. Why is why does everybody act like I said don't sign him? I'm saying the Lions already contacted him. No, if they call a timeout as the ball is snapped, it doesn't count. Aaron Leiter. Hey, Jeremy B. Good morning. Good morning. How was your Easter, everybody? Go ahead. There's 30 of us watching. I only got 4 likes so far. Smash the like button. It's free. Yep, those were his first in-game kicks since high school. Uh, Cam was put in a bad situation last year, and we'll leave it at that. Yep. Police are looking for Rasheed Rice right now. He got in a wreck with his Corvette with a Lambo, and I think it was a total of 4 other cars, 2 people injured. I understand. It's just the way the message is coming across. It's like you guys didn't say not to sign him. We can sign him at the end of the UFL season. We can't sign him. We can talk to him and put a deal in place. That's nice. Oh, as a human being, he is an utter piece of shit. Thanks, Felicity Jean. Yeah, yeah. The way I look at it, Meme Machine is getting a couple of key pieces added to their roster. Rasheed Rice to be the wide receiver 2 to Henry Ruggs, and Cam Sutton to be there, finally replace that guy that left on parole last year. The Meme Machine should be hard in the prison league. Hard to beat. Paul Crew got a good wide receiving core. Anybody get that reference? Oh my God. Six likes now. Woohoo! Steve is real. Yeah. How's it going, buddy? There we go. About time somebody came in. My God, that was a great reference. Paul Crew got a cornerback and a wide receiver because Rasheed Rice is next. He'll have a wide receiver 2 to Henry Ruggs. I don't know if Ray Caruth is still in jail or not, but he could be. He'd have a new running back. You're just like my wife. Take it easy, half star. I had a great Easter. I ate, put myself in a food coma, and woke up at about 4 o'clock in the morning and went back to bed and woke up about 9:30 to breakfast. It was great. Brent's in the chat. About time. Haven't seen Ricky Sakat, and I'm worried about him. Yesterday he had a good day. It might be bad. I'd have to say the original Burt Reynolds was better. I like the remake with Adam Sandler. Oh yes, 100%. The original is the best version of The Longest Yard. But I did hear that the new captain of the cheerleader squad is going to be P Diddy this year. Once they catch up to him. Right now, it's being headed up by Kyler Murray, who tried out last year. We saw it when he had his hair up in the messy bun and the crop top. John Doe, we need Dan Oliver on the offensive line or something like that. I think we got better than him by getting Kevin Zietler, but what do I know? Aaron Leiter liked that one, huh? Which NFL team has the most ex-player now felons? Is a good trivia question. It's the Raiders by 5. You'll never believe who's second because you never hear about them, but they're second, and it's not the Lions. The security guard just told me go to work. LOL. I told him no. Yeah, you can't make me. Yeah, lying season. 24 days, everyone. Yes. Still waiting for that news. Neither one. It's not the Bears or Cowboys. It's somebody you would never guess. Cowboys are 3, though. Bears are 5th. And no, it's not the Packers either, before anybody says it. It's not an NFC team. The top 2 are AFC. This Thursday, no, it is 3 weeks from Thursday. It's not the Patriots. They're in the top 10, but it's not the Patriots. It's not the Chiefs. They are just outside the top 10 and the top 15. Oh, thank God. Ricky, I was worried about you. Good morning, good sir. I talked about Cam Sutton has finally turned himself in, which means he realized that the 10.5 is not hitting his bank account. He ran out of money, and P. Diddy sent him back to Florida. That the meme machine got better because Rasheed Rice fled the scene of an accident on the Steelers. 100% are number 2, Brian Stover. The Lions aren't even in the top 20. So before everybody says Lions are a dirty team and everything else, we haven't had very many convicted felons. Most ex-players as convicted felons, Ricky Sakat. Number 1 is the Raiders, number 2 is the Steelers. Whew. 3 is the Cowboys, 4 is the Bears. I just know the top 4. After that, it falls off so much. Yep, Raiders and Steelers. That's 1 and 2 in order, Ricky Sakat. Yeah, Eagles are definitely number 5. Uh, Somebody asked what teams have the most ex-felons in jail? Yeah, Bengals are top 5. We're up to 8 likes now, people. Don't forget, we are going live into Kneecap Biting with the Motor City Lions and Football Talk 365. We've even got 5 viewers going on Twitter. During the 90s, that's all Cincinnati hired was felons. Yep, I did hear about the super fan that robbed the bank to get season tickets. That's how he funded it every year. He would go on a crime spree. Breakfast is talking back, people. If I burp, excuse me. But I will admit, the tumbler does a nicer job at keeping things cool than the can. Well, if you think about it, he actually had a longer run than OJ. There, Brent. Happened on the 7th. That's 24 days. 24 days he made a run for it. OJ couldn't even run away in one day, and we're talking about one of the best running backs who ever played the game. Yeah, I shouldn't hit my chest. And at least he didn't run off in a Ford Bronco. We can say that too. Yes, it does. It does increase your 40 time because you increase your fluid intake too much and you get weighted down. Oh boy. But other than that, I love the fact that Primitive Performance is now going to be at all events at Ford Field other than Lions games selling their CBD products. I don't think Cam killed anyone. We don't know. I have not heard one word from the girlfriend yet since this happened. All I heard is that she was found on the front yard strangled. So until I hear more, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to assume that she's alive. I'm not going to assume she's dead. There's been no reports. We need JB. What do you think with the new rules? Do you think Brad will get another tight end? Well, we're going to have to. Brock Wright, I'm pretty sure will be a 49er by the end of today. So It is what it is. I don't think we're going to match that deal because we don't have a lot of money right now. I think we are done in free agency unless the Cam Sutton money comes off soon. The paperwork was turned in, but nothing's been done yet. And we might get another tight end possibly in the draft, but don't forget we did sign Shane Zylstra back to another contract this year. We signed a dude last year from the rugby league. He was already on the roster and he never played. Um, Still doesn't mean we don't get one late in the draft or through UDFA, Ricky. That's what I'm saying. He likes grabbing these guys out of nowhere and then having them show up and do something. And if you remember, Zylstra was the better red zone tight end of the two. Brock Wright was the better all arounder because he blocked better, but Shane Zylstra was more of the receiving red zone threat than Brock Wright was. Because if I remember right, Zylstra had 4 touchdowns that year and Brock Wright had 3. Would you get a tight end in the first 3 rounds? Only way I'll grab a tight end in the first 3 rounds is if Brock Bowers falls all the way to 29. Other than that, I'm not taking one. We have a former Pro Bowl kick returner. We have DPJ. We have JMO, who's a 1 for 5 to take it to the house in college. I don't think they're going to. They offered him $4 million a year, and the tender that we offered him was $1.5 million. It's $2.5 million more per year, and they offered him guaranteed salary. It's a huge difference. One Funky Lions fan. Brock was in the 51 at 1.5 million was the cap hit. Oh, they already talked to him. We already covered that one too because actually, Jack Bates a hadn't kicked a field goal since high school as a 4-year vet. He went to the Michigan Panthers. The holder lined up wrong, and the timeout was called just before the ball was snapped. He hit a 67-yarder at the timeout, then come back. They set up right, and it ended up being 64 yards, and he still could have made it from 70. Cap hit and what a player earns are not the same number. Right, because there's roster bonus and everything else. I understand. But we already paid the roster bonus, is what I'm getting at. What the cap hit is what his remaining salary is. Because there's the roster bonus at March 15th, and then there's the practice squad, the practice bonus for going to camps and all that stuff. But yes, the Lions have already been in contact with him. But they can't sign him until after the season's over. But I still say we're probably done in free agency until that money clears, which means we'll probably. I should note the draft starts at 7 p.m. is the draft show on April 25th. 3 weeks from this Thursday, Dad. But it's been a slow news weekend other than that. I was going to make a joke about the trade offer from the Commanders that somebody posted right at midnight last night. That should tell everybody it was a April Fool's joke. But I'm not a guy to sit there and shoot just bullshit out the bottom of my butt when it comes to trade rumors. There was all sorts of stuff out there that the Bears were now interested in. Josh Carty at one. There was all sorts of stuff out there. No, Goff is not traded to the Commanders. It was a joke trade that was posted at midnight. Who's my ideal first round draft pick? Goff is not traded as undone. I just said that. It was a joke post that somebody put up. I have seen nothing yet, and I follow Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport, so I can't confirm or deny. There's a lot of trade rumors starting up. No, that's not fake because that broke yesterday during the day. Yep, Devonta Smith is still an Eagle. Uh, if it was going to happen, it'd happen before free agency, John Doe. We don't have the money to extend him right now because he wants a pay raise. That's not fake. They already contacted him yesterday. Is undone. Stuff that happened on the 31st is real, but stuff that's happened since midnight till now, 99.9999999% of it will be fake. At, at, at 29, for me, it's going to be I want an O lineman or a center. That's where I'm at. JPJ is going to be falling down there, it looks like, because he had some bad medicals at the pro day there for Oregon. Yeah, the Lions wanting to sound Claypool is about as fake as Pamela Anderson's breasts. But I'm thinking no more free agent moves because not because of an extension, because we don't have cap room. Brad said we're not looking to add a CB in free agency. Dan said that. I've got all of the quote sheets right here. Dan says I want another corner in free agency, but Brad literally says I think we're good with the CB room we got. I will add through the draft. That is the exact words that Brad Holmes said. Hey, I understand Fred Peterson. I didn't say it was a bad thing. It doesn't matter that he turned himself in. We already filed the paperwork last week. Until the NFL files it, we don't get anything at all. The NFL has to approve it. So until they do, we don't have that 10.5 million back. That's all we get back because the rest of it was signing bonus that he was already paid. Trust me, if there's any Lion signings, my phone goes off, people. The only thing that's gone off for is BetMGM has given me 5 free spins for a slot. That's it. Hey, we all like Babe watching. 99.9% of the breast in there was fake. Just like we love fake news and love to talk about it like it's real. Our tight end room is not as needy as you think. We still have 4 on the roster. We have the kid that we signed from Australia last year that we extended back in the exclusive rights ERFA. We signed back Shane Zylstra. We still got Laporta, and we got James Mitchell. We got 4 on the roster. Yeah, this is the only day I don't want to see a post about a St. Brown extension because 99.9% of the time it's going to be faker than Pamela Anderson's breasts once again. The only reason why the extensions for Brown and McNeil and Iffy can get done is because they're under a rookie contract, which is non-negotiable. Goff, on the other hand, is on the last year of his second contract. Why haven't they done any extensions yet? Who knows? Number one, they don't have the money to extend Goff because he wants a pay raise this year, and we just don't have it. St. Brown, I heard it's because he wants more years. And Brad Holmes is a guy that's never signed anybody more than a 4-year deal. Matter of fact, he hasn't done anybody to more than a 3-year deal yet. Wait, wasn't the first extension Ragnall's in 2021? And that was a 5-year deal, right? Oh, don't worry. He just got a 5-year deal as soon as he's convicted. I know, Fred Peterson. It's not up to me. It's not up to you. We're just in the limbo of waiting. And no, there is nothing wrong with fake breasts, but there is about fake posts. Just saying. Fake breasts gives your hopes up. And then when they lay back and they're still staring straight at you, it's an issue. Just I think Cam Sutton's got new track yet. New contract will have an out after 5 years. That's all I'm saying. Three with early parole. Definitely a team voidable contract year after year 3. I wonder what Cam Sutton spent the last of his money on. I wonder if it was a type of bleaching to make sure it's clean for prison. Do the Lions have any needs going into the draft? What would the perfect 3 picks look like with no trades? Let me think about this. With no trades, Cooper Beebe at 29. At 61, Braden Fiskey. At 73, Max Melton, cornerback out of Rutgers. In that order. I think that would be the most perfect fits we have. Cooper Beebe, because he will play left tackle, right tackle, left guard, right guard. I think he's the most versatile. I think he's the most versatile guard offensive lineman in this draft, hands down. I don't like the medicals for JPJ. I don't like the idea of taking him to be the guy that replaces Ragnow when you don't know if his medicals will be good the following year. And Present Bitch was actually a song by the Tom and Bomb Players. Is Undone said BB would be a fantastic pick. And a captain, too. Yes, that's why I want him. He's an offensive captain. Braden Fiskey, defensive captain. Max Melton, defensive captain. I'm following into the trend. JPJ has bad medicals. Yep, Bob and Tom Players, Present Bitch. They say our love is taboo, and what we're doing is wrong. I don't care what they say, because my love is so strong. Ba-da-da-dum, ba-dum. Yes, I do know the whole song, but I can't hit the Cam Sutton parts. Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. It must have been a Freudian slip. Do I like Keon Coleman? Yes, not in the first round, not even in the second round. I think he's a third round pick at best. I like his route running. I like his hands, but there's better hands and better route running in this draft. Jeremy, look at the post I put on Detroit. Are you starting crap again, Brian? Oh my goodness, here we go. Let's see what Brian did now. Oh, you put the Quinn Trasher era. I like Adonai Mitchell better than Keon Coleman. I'm going to come out and say it. He's about the same size, better hands, better contested catch rate, breaks tackles after the catch. You realize this is the fourth season since we had them. How great is that to say, people? It has been 4 years since the Boob Trasha era has ended. And we may have to see Mitchell play this season. That's the thing. We haven't really used who we've had on our roster yet. If we're going to take a tight end early in the second round, let's say Braden Fiskey goes early and none of those good guys are there, like um, Michael Hall, Braden Fiskey, and the other guy, Byron Mitchell, who I know is I'm 99% sure he's a first round pick before 29 anyways. Uh, all those guys are the tweener guys that Brad Holmes likes to draft early in there that can play inside or out due to their size. They're all around that 285 to 300-pound range. Can play inside, outside, have the speed and the versatility to do it. Uh, Darius Robertson, he's a guy that could end up falling all the way to 61 because he had a poor combine because he tested with the wrong group. He tested with the DNs and was one of the slowest DNs out there at a 4.95. If he'd have tested with the defensive tackles, which is where he played his first 3 years in college, he probably would have tested right behind Fiske and Murphy. So I do pay attention to that. Darius Robertson is 100% more a DT than a defensive end. But the most violent, can they block? No rock. Nealon over Robertson. I believe that too, but I think Nealon's going to go before 61, and he's not worth the 29th pick. But man, Paul Crew in his 50th year in the prison league, he's going to have one hell of a roster this year. Because once they catch up with She Rice, as soon as he fled the scene of the accident, even though the person didn't die, it's already manslaughter for hurting the person with the vehicle. And in Texas, I think he might be a little foobarred. So you got Rishi Rice at the 2, you got Henry Ruggs at the 1. You're getting Cam Sutton, P. Diddy, and I'm sorry, I think Kyler Murray's auditioning to be the captain of the cheerleader squad, but P. Diddy gets it because he has the better choreography background. Oh, Lordy me. I'm being awful today. I said before, and I'm saying again, I'm so happy we are in this position before the draft. We can draft a player to develop and don't need to start them day one. This is the first that I can even remember. And that's right. The only thing in the first round that might play right away is a wide receiver. Do I like Adonai Mitchell? He's my favorite wide receiver this draft, and he should be available at 29. If he's there and BB's gone, he's my pick hands down. Right. What position do I see Bill Cosby playing? Equipment manager. I would say at tight end the Pat's ex, but he's no longer with us. Who are you talking about? Oh, I think Stiggers would be a real reach in the fourth round. Sandra still, I still don't. I Oh, the murderer, Aaron Hernandez. Gotcha. Do we need to draft Decker's replacement this year? No, he's technically under contract next season too. You can draft him next year. The reason why everybody's saying to draft a center this year is because they got scared because of a report that was unfounded. Ragnow didn't say he was contemplating retirement, but everybody assumed it. And he came as soon as he was back in town. He was like, "Yeah, I'm not retiring." I think we overreact a lot of times to the stuff that clickbait sports puts out. Ragnow's toes is a bad thought. Ouch. Yeah, I mean, I understand they hurt. If you lop it off, he loses balance and has to relearn everything. So if he ever is going to get the surgery to fix it, it's got to be done right at the end of the season. Otherwise, he'll never have balance. Still, that say that's what they should do, and it'll stop it all. Lop it off, tape it to it, tape the rest of them to the neighbors. Done deal. I think Rakestraw is the biggest overrated cornerback in this draft. I think he will have an uh, Okuda Greedy Williams type of career. He's going to end up being a career backup and never be better than a dime back anywhere in the league. He makes Trayvon Diggs look like a great corner the year that all he did was jump in front of bad passes. Trayvon Diggs did develop into a decent corner, but I don't think Rakestraw has a chance. I think he's awful. Yep, cut the toe and send it to Lebowski. Well, the dude abides right at Allen Park, anyways. You'd be sending it to Dan Campbell's office. You can't tell me you don't look at Dan Campbell and think immediately of the Big Lebowski with the dude. What could the Lions get in a trade back at 29? It depends who's trading up. If it's somebody early, you're only going to get 2 picks. If it's somebody in the middle of the second round, you'll get 3 picks. If it's somebody in the third round, you might get 5. It all depends on how far back they trade. Well, we made it through another show, gentlemen. Time to talk about those wonderful sponsors. And I just got to look at it one more time. Isn't that a beautiful sight to see? I hope that is what they announce as the jerseys in the reveal, because I think it's hot. But put it in the chat. You know it's our favorite sponsor. It's FTP. Where's those FTPs, boys? I love it. I know Steve loves them too. He makes him feel right at home here when Steve is real. Yeah. Gets an FTP in the chat. Gloss Negron, the best window tinner in Saginaw. 409 Hamilton Street. 989-443-9240. Go ahead, give him a call. Set your appointment. Get your car detailed or tinted, whatever you need before summer gets here and the sun starts beating down and making your sun hotter than a hot tortilla. Hey, do you know what the best addition was this year? It was by subtraction. I forgot to even say that. The best addition to this roster by subtraction? Burrito Jones is not a Lion. Can I get a hell yeah? Holy shit, that makes me happy. He's officially a Miami Dolphin. And my favorite sponsor, the place I am employed by, Brandon Service. Best price on used tires in Genesee County and a great price on new tires too. Come on in, give us a call for your new tire quote, 810-233-8230. Located at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road at 602 West Atherton Road. Stop in, mention the ad, and get $10 off your set of tires. Hell yeah. I mean, Burrito Jones being picked up by the Dolphins was the best thing I heard all year. Sutton gone right before free agency is up there for me. But Sutton, I didn't want him off the roster. I wanted to see what he'd do as an actual CB2. I'm sorry. He was put in a bad situation and got hurt. I don't look at him as a bad player. Prior to this year, he was a top 25 corner for 3 straight years in Pittsburgh. So one bad year doesn't make somebody awful. But Burrito Jones, 6 impactful plays for 602 snaps tells me he's an awful player. 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, and a fumble recovery on special teams. That was his impactful plays. And why do I dislike Burrito Jones? Because in one-on-one blocking situations against him, he was wrapped up like a hot tortilla. That's why I called him Burrito Jones. Broderick Burton had more impactful plays by taking on double teams 10 of his 17 snaps, but they didn't let him play enough. That's just my opinion, and I'll stick to it because those double teams freed up Lee McNeil for bigger plays. I think Brent, one other podcaster, and myself is the only one that noticed what Broderick Martin did. No, I don't think it was due to the warrant. I mean, we can say it was, we can say it wasn't, but we don't know. But thank you everybody for tuning in. I think Amik Robinson ends up the CB1 unless Mosley is 100% healthy, and then he's the one that probably gets it. Houston as a third stringer means we're pretty deep. Yep, Marcus Davenport right now is penciled in at the 1, and Matthew Betts, interesting, is penciled in at the 2. Kaminsky is penciled in as the backup at DT2 right now. Give me an FDB in the chat, because fuck the Bears too. They suck. What about the Aaron Rodgers story? That was funny, Dad. Patrick Peterson? I don't think we're getting him either. Remember, everybody else in the division has to improve by a lot because we were that far above them. I've been trying to explain this to people. You know, the next best in the division had what, 10 wins? So if we're a 12-win team and we became a better team, shouldn't we expect about the same results? I like the DB room as is. Maybe pick up somebody for depth. Because we don't forget, we still got Stephon Gilmore and Khalil Dorsey waiting in the wings. How good is Kool-Aid? I mean, really? Kool-Aid statistically was the best corner last year. Gave up 1 touchdown in 2 years. I'm not going to lie. Kool-Aid is awesome. I just don't see him falling to 29 despite the injury. But again, do I think there is any truth to it? No. Aaron Rodgers is 100% going to be a Jet this year still. Too much dead cap for them to afford for him to retire. And I don't think we match 49ers deal with Brock. Yep, corners are much harder to develop. I think we're probably not drafting one in the first 2 days, unless it's at the end at 73 or a trade back. And I still think Max Melton is the better one at that round for this team. He's more of an all-around corner, plays good in press man college coverage and zone, because Rutgers runs both, which makes him more of a pro-style ready corner is what I'm getting at. But thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a great day. Another one I like is that Chris Abrams-Drain. That kid's pretty good, too. But he's probably a late third, early fourth with where he's sitting on the big board. But that being said, try every day to be a better person than you were the day before, because that's the only way to make the world a better place. Starts in here. Much love to everybody in the chat. Fred Peterson, Paul Jones, Brent, Orlando Escobedo Jr., Ricky Sakat, Smokin, Dad, Brian Stover, all of you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you for watching. Tune in tomorrow as I will be rejoined by Von Doom. He'll be back. Oh no, we'll have VD on the show again. Shot will clear it up. Have a great day, everybody.